Hello, Ms. Buchanan's Algebra 1A. I'm here for your interventions and accommodations, some clarifications for the test that is being distributed today, and you are taking today the function test 1A. Here we go. Identify the domain, range, and determine if the relation is a function. Okay, so we want to remember that the domain are all the x values, the range, all the y values, okay? And if it's a function, it won't have repeating x values, okay? So if it's a function, no repeating x values. Okay. All right. Remember, they always go, x, y, x, y, x, y, x, y, x, y. Okay. So you're just going to list all the x values here, and you're going to list all the y values here, the range values. Is it a function? It's a function if there are no repeating x values. And remember, when you're listing your domain and range, if there are repeating values in either, you don't have to list them twice, okay? And you could list them in order from least to greatest. I'm not sure if she's taking points off if it is not in least to greatest. I think, any way you list them is fine. Number 2, same thing. List your domain and range, all the x values. This is nice, it's laid out for you, all the y values. It will be a function if there are no repeating x values. Okay, this one. This is nice, you have all the x values, all the y values, all the domain, all the range. A function. In this one, when you're looking at a map, in order to find if there are no repeating x values, a repeating x value would be going to two places with the x value would be matched up, paired up with two different y values. And so that would be repeating. So if there are no repeating x values, it is a function. If you think there is a repeating value, it's going to be not a function. When we're looking at graphs, remember the vertical lines test. We're going to take a look at these vertical lines that are on this graph, and if it only crosses at one place each time a vertical line comes down, then yes, it is a function. Take a look at this one. Take a look at these vertical lines. Remember, if it crosses only one place at a time, each vertical line, then it is a function. If it hits more than one time, it is not a function. So you'll have to put your answer for number 6 there. For number 7, we're going to match A, B, C, or D to this little scenario here. Tamara either runs or walks the same route each day. Last month, she ran half of the days and walked the other days. Which graph represents the distance she traveled each day? Now, it doesn't matter if she ran or walked, if she was running or walking. She's covering the same distance. This is not a speed in time, it's distance in time. So, which graph represents the distance that she traveled each day? She's, going, just walking the same distance half of the days and walk the other days. So she's the same route each day is what I'm looking for. Okay, so it's the same distance every day. Would that be A, B, C, or D? Okay, it's going to be the same distance every day, covering the same distance. There's not really going to be a change, in other words. That's a tricky one. Number 8. complete the function table and then graph the function. All you're going to do is you're going to plug in a -1 here. You could plug that into your calculator. So it would be -1 minus 3, what is y? And put in a 1. 1 minus 3 equals what? And then 3. 3 minus 3 equals what? And then 5. 5 minus 3 equals what? So put those numbers in there. And then go ahead and plot these points. So you'll go to -1. This is your x. And this is your y. So go to -1, this is the origin, this is where 0, 0, this is where it all begins. And -1 and the x would be here, and then whatever that y value was, you're either going to go up for positives or down for negatives. Same thing for number 9. And hopefully you're pausing this as you're going through the test, because there's no way you could be doing it that fast. You're going to just put this value in for x. So you're going to take 3 minus half of -2. Put that in your calculator. What's your y value? Then take 3 minus a half of 0. What's the y value? 3 minus half of 2. What's the y value? When you put this 4 in for x, 3 minus half of 4, what's the y value? And then once again, this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis, and plot those points. All right, so for this one, evaluate each function for the given value. What you're going to do, you're just going to plug that value in for x. So essentially, you're going to do -4 times 1 plus 7. Just figure that out on your calculator. For number 11, we're going to plug in for x and -4. So we have 2 times -4, and that's squared, plus 10 times -4. Okay? Because there's x in 2 places here. And just plug that into your calculator. And you could even use the parentheses in your calculator, and it'll come out just the way we want. 12 is a little bit different. It's telling you that this whole thing, f of x, equals 19. So this is 19 equals 9 minus 2x, and it wants to find the value of x, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to subtract 9 from both sides and then divide by -2 and figure out what x equals. You're just going to solve for x at that point. Number 13, identify the zeros of the function below, and what you're going to do is pretty much just find where it intersects the x, where this line intersects, where x is, where your y is going to be 0, okay? So where y is 0, where it intersects the x-intercept is what you're looking for, where it intercepts the x coordinate. 14, identify the zeros, I should say of, not off, but identify the zeros of the function below by plotting the points, okay? And so you're going to plot the points where it crosses the x-axis. Remember, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. So where does this U-shaped figure cross the x-axis only? Put those points there. Okay? And then find the zero algebraically for f of x equals 2x minus 6. So what you're going to do there is you're going to take y, and it is going to be equal to 2x minus 6. Now, when we want to find the zeros, that's where y equals 0. So we're going to have 0 equals 2x minus 6, and then just solve for x. So you're going to add 6 to both sides, and then divide by 2. Okay? And that will give you what the x-intercept is, or the 0 would be for that equation. Hopefully this helps, and good luck with the test.